Hello, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Pandey. How's your day? I hope you are in a good condition everywhere and every time. At first, let me introduce myself. My name is Ninyoman Rantiani. People know me Ani or Rantiani. Today, I will share my presentation or my explaining about the one of the article that I get from the internet with title The Impact of Full Day School Implementation on Children's Social Development in Elementary School, or in bahasa, dampak dari pelaksanaan full day school pada perkembangan sosial anak di sekolah dasar. This article was written by two people. First, Prapti Oktavianingsih. Second, Muhammad Taufik Hidayat. They are the student of elementary school teacher education at Muhammadiyah Surakarta University, Indonesia. In this presentation, I will share or explain about four important things. Start from introduction, and a method, materials, and the last is conclusion. So I will start my presentation from the introduction. At first, most of you will have a question. What is full day school? What does full day school means? So, full day school is one of the solutions that the government considers to be able to improve the quality of education by extending teaching and learning hours in a school. Teaching and learning time is 8 hours and day off on Saturday and Sunday. So, students have a twice day off in a week on Saturday and Sunday. And then, why should implement full day school? According to Astute 2013, there are four reasons why most of school in Indonesia was implement full day school to be their program or their rules. First, parents who don't have a long time at home because the parents must to work every day and they can't to supervision their children everywhere and every time. And then the need for child safety supervision during the parents' work. Number 3, need for improved learning religion. Because school has a teacher who actually in charge of teaching about religion, which parents can fully teach. And the last, keeping the child away from negative activity. It because school have a many activity that designed to distract students from negative activity. For example, extracurricular activity, join organization, or other activity that keep you from the negative activity or negative situation. And then problems resulting from full day school. There are 3 problems that result from the full day school implement. First is the reduced ability of children to socialize with the environment outside of school. It because student must to spend their time at school because them to not have time to socialize outside of school. Number 2, increased stress in children due to the pressure of the learning. It because the time that student must to spend at school, it's hour. And the last, further reducing the time parents and children have to communicate. In fact, before full day school was implemented, children and parents already had a little time with time together. And now, when full day school was implemented, it's getting worse. And then literature review. There are already several studies related to full day school, such as Salikah 2020, which researches on the effect of full day school on the social development and motivation of students at SD Islamic Global School Malang. And the second, Ramdini 2016, which examines the effect of full day school implementation to social interaction, socialization, and socialization of children in the community at SMP Islam Terpadu as Suada Bekasi. And there are many more similar studies related to full day school. But in this article or in this study, it discussed specifically the impact of full-day school implementation on children's social development. And then we jump into method. This article was used qualitative method, especially case study. According to Hakim 2017, qualitative method, especially case study, is a study that carefully investigates an event, specific activity, process, or group of individuals. This article was arranged by data obtained from interviews, observation, and documentation on several teachers and students at SDTQ Al-Abidin, Surakarta. And then we jump into material. So at first, social development of children at school. Definition of social interaction. At first, we must know what is social interaction. What is social interaction means. So an interaction or relationship of reciprocity and mutual effect between individuals and individuals and group. So according to Nurul Istiqomah 2020, social interaction, especially in school, is about interaction, communication, and mutual activity, give and take between student and between student and teacher. And then children social interaction at school. As we know, children, especially students, most prefer to socialize at school. It's because he usual or comfortably to socialize or communication with other friends or teacher at school because they usual to spend their time every day at school. But in fact, there are several students that still have difficulty adapting to the new environment or friend, especially senior and junior. Another example is a situation when student it's hard to express an opinion when making a group task. And the next, social development of children at home and society. Based on the result of interview from two students with their problem. First speaker is a boy. He said that he infrequent communication. It's because his family, especially his parents, who are rarely at home because of work, and he also dominant in a school, so that he don't have much time to socialize in the society, especially his home. But he still have a good relationship. He still can to communicate with their parents, with his parents, his brother, sister, and so on. And then second speaker is a girl. She said she sometimes infrequent communication, but still have a good socialization, even though she prefer to watch TV alone rather than join parents, family, and friends at home. So, from the two interviews from the two informants, we can know that there are differences in the socialization process between boy and a girl, especially the informant, where boys can more easily mingle and communicate with family and people around his home, while girl, the second speaker, a girl, prefer to stay at home instead to get along with the people around her. As we know, that the socialization process that every child does with the people around them can indeed be said to be different depending on the how the conditions are in their environment, home environment, or neighborhood. And in fact, an active community can support the development of an active and a good child socialization process. But a passive community environment will support the passive child socialization process as well. So, following of that, from the interview that researchers or the writer conduct, some children, there are those who admit that they are less familiar with people or neighbor around their house because they rarely leave the house and never socialize with people in their neighborhood. And the last, the impact of full day school on children's social development at SD TK Al Abidin Surakarta. There are two impacts of full day school implement in this school. First is positive impact and the second is negative impact. Positive impact, first, students become familiar with each other. It because of intensity of meeting between friends, the teacher makes the relationship between them well established. It because students usual and comfortably to spend their time every day at school. And then a direct indicator of achievement. It because the opportunity for schools to supervise the learning process of student and provide maximum direction. And the last, train student independence, responsibility, and discipline. The longer the duration of the child in school, the more responsibilities and activity must be carried out by the students. This will build their discipline and responsibility. And then, negative impact. Their one negative impact is a lack of interaction with family and surrounding environment. Because this do the increased class hour so that the student don't have much time and communicate with family and environment outside the school. But and although there are such negative impact, but in general, the social development of children at SDTK Al Abidin Surakarta develop normally according to the level developed. So the last is conclusion. Attending full day school, student experience an expansion of relationship with teacher, families, and peers. Even some student prefers to hang out with friends at his school than his housemates. There are even students who claiming that he did not have friends in his house, so that the interaction with the community become reduced. There are positive and negative impact in the implementation of full day school on the social development of children, such as student is easier to socialize with friends and teacher because their relationship is more intense, while the negative impact is that student time becomes reduced when interacting with family and community in the surrounding environment. So that's all about my presentation today. I hope you have the point of my presentation today. If you have a question, you can tell your question in the comment or in the Zoom meeting next time. So thank you so much for kind attention to watch my presentation, and see you next time. Bye bye.